But we also have a few questions coming in, Justin and some others, around this particular area. The Bible claims that we are created in the image of God, male and female. Can either of you speak to the evolving conversation regarding gender?
You know, this is such an extremely difficult question. And sometimes when you even start thinking about it, leave alone speaking about it, you wonder how easy is it going to be to navigate through the minefield of sensitivities. No matter what you say, and we go into university campuses and these questions are given to us, and we have to be so careful that we are being very sensitive to people struggling with this. So more than anything else, the first thing I want to say to you is I've known people, I've related to people who deeply struggle with this, and the struggle is very real. It's not imagined, and it's a struggle that hits families and the emotions. And so if you're going through that, I believe you're facing a very, very tough road ahead. But thank you for being honest enough to at least voice your struggle with people and share with them what you're going through. That is certainly a beginning. There are two books that I would recommend for you. One is written by a man called Mark Yarhouse, and it is called Gender Dysphoria, probably the most thoroughgoing research ever done on the subject. Mark Yarhouse, Gender Dysphoria. And the other one by a gentleman we both know as a friend is Vaughan Roberts, who is a vicar at St. Ebbe's in Oxford. Vaughan Roberts, by his own admission, all his life has had same-sex attraction by him, and so he would be very sympathetic to issues like this of being exceptions rather than the rules. But he's written a very powerful book on transgender. It's a slim one, fascinating to read those. And as I go through that, here's what emerged in one of the writings. Some time ago, Facebook decided to give an option for gender, male, female, or optional. Within a matter of a few hours, there were 71 different options that had come up. And so they withdrew that. They said, this is going to go so far. We're not able to handle all of this. So they made it custom rather than optional. You custom design your own gender. In Mark Yarhouse's book, he gives you three possibilities of dealing with this, three frameworks. One is the integrity model, the other is the disability model, and the third is the diversity model. Integrity, he says, where the Christian comes along and gives the total circumspect view of life's meaning and destiny and so on, and they want to hold on to their convictions. The disability model, which is what the world went through in psychological description of it, calling it a disability. And then they withdrew that and said, that's not right. We can't call this person in a disability category, so they've created a diversity category that we all live with our diversities. So there's the integrity, disability, and diversity. I have a question with that, and the question is, why are there only three models? Why can't there be a fourth one? Call it the transversity model, where the transcendent truth of what is ultimate has to apply to what is present and how you interpret it. What do I mean by that? You see, when God described your body and mind, the word today is, anatomy is not destiny. But interestingly, in the eyes of God, what he said about the anatomy is this: you are the temple of the living God. I'm a temple. And the restrictions placed on me are pretty tough, because as a man, you are tempted. You have the proclivities, you have the allurements. You work with the eyes and your eyes seduce you. You're a young teenager, you're struggling with exploration and all this kind of stuff. Anybody who denies it has just not lived a real life. It's reality to face this. But I'm given boundaries by God. Boundaries I don't necessarily like or want. I'm told what I can and cannot do with this body. And my feelings don't come into question at that time. My oughtness is brought before me. So whatever our bodies are inclined to, we are given intention before expression. Expression cannot be the guiding light of how we behave. Intention has to be the guiding beacon by which we go. We are all seduced in directions counter to what we know we ought to do. Yes, in some cases it is deeper, but it is not any less real. When you're a traveling man and you live half your life alone, you know what temptations are, you know how real they are. And yet I'm commanded by God not to move in that direction, but to honor him, because he wishes to live in this body. So whatever you are battling, here's what I say to you: Invite him to live within you. That is to be his residence. And then let the one who occupies that building tell you how to manage it and how to live with it. And he calls us to be followers.
Thank you both.